Okay, welcome to class on this happy Thursday. I'm so glad y'all are here. We're starting something new today, but it's not hard. Students will be able to add and subtract polynomials of degree 1 and degree 2. Whoopsies. So a polynomial, let me go back there. A polynomial is an expression of two or more terms. So 1, 2. 1, 2. It's just an expression of two or more terms. A monomial means 1. Mono means 1. Okay? So 4, that's a monomial. 6x squared, that's a monomial. Negative 3x, monomial. Binomial has two terms. Bi means 2, like a bicycle has 2 wheels. So 2x, negative 4, 2 terms. X squared minus 9, 2 terms. 3x to the third plus 9x squared, 2 terms. Trinomials have how many terms do you think? 3, like a tricycle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, trinomial has 3. The degree of a polynomial is whatever the highest exponent in that polynomial is. So here, the highest exponent is 2, so this is the second degree. Here, the highest exponent is 6, 6th degree. Here, the highest exponent is 3, 3rd degree. The constant of a term is the term with no variable. So 4x minus 2, that negative 2 is the constant because there's no letter, no variable by it. Multiplying polynomials. We're going to get to that later on, but pretty much what it is everything has to multiply by everything. So you have to do it to where everything touches everything. Multiplying binomials, same thing. Everything touches everything. All right, so let's look at your worksheet. We're going to take a couple little notes first and then go on to the lesson. Okay, so the top of your worksheet. They want us to write this in standard form. Okay, they want us to write this in standard form. Standard form means that you have the highest exponent first. So here, the highest exponent is this 3. So 4y to the third. What's the next highest? That 2. So negative 4y squared. What's the next highest? This y, because it technically has a 1 here, right? So minus y. And then the last term we have is that plus 3. Okay. Now, the leading coefficient of this term is going to be whatever in the front after it's in standard form, not before. Whatever's the leading term after it's in standard form. That's 4. That's our leading coefficient. And the constant, remember we went over this in vocabulary, it's the term without a variable. Which one is that? The 3. Okay. So now let's write this one in standard form. Highest exponent first. What's going to go first? Negative x to the third. What goes next? 4x squared. And then we have that plus 2. So what is our leading coefficient here? Remember, there's an invisible 1, so it's a negative 1. And what's our constant? The thing without a variable, that's our 2. All right? Now, let's look at number 3. Which one has the highest exponent? A to the third. Next highest? 3a squared. Next highest? That 1a, right? So negative 4a to the first, but we don't have to write that first. And then we have the plus 3. What is our leading coefficient here? Remember at the front, it's a what? It's a 1. And then what's our constant? The thing with no variables is a 3. All right, very last one, number 4. We have 4x to the third power minus 2x squared. What's our standard form? Which one has the highest exponent? 4x to the third. And then the next one is obviously negative 2x squared. So it was already in standard form. What's the leading coefficient? It's 4. And what's our constant? Because technically you can add a 0 to the end. The constant is 0. Okay? Now, we are going to practice adding and subtracting these polynomials. It's really not that hard, and we were kind of doing it before anyway. So I'm going to do 4 examples with you, and then we're going to move on. Okay, so number 1, 3x squared minus 5x minus all of this, okay? That negative sign, remember, is going to be distributed to every term, okay? And it's just going to change the sign of everything inside. So we have 3x squared minus 5x minus x squared minus 4x minus 3, okay? From this point, we just combine like terms. Write that down. Combine like terms. Be sure you're writing it down. Don't ignore me. Combine like terms. Okay, so we have to find out what are our like terms. We have an x squared here, and x squared here. Notice I circled the sign in front as well. That's important. Then we have someone from the x family here, someone from the x family here. And lastly, we have someone from the number family here. Okay, we're going to write it in standard form. So look for the highest exponents first. That's this x squared, right? So we have 3 minus 1 x squared, right? Because there's an invisible 1. So that's 2x squared. Then we look to the next exponent, which is 1. So negative 5 minus 4. That's a negative 9x. And lastly, we write down our minus 3. Okay, not too hard, huh? Let's look at the next one. So we have our 3x to the third minus 11y plus 3 minus 5y to the third plus y squared plus 2. Notice we have both an x and a y. That's interesting. I'll show you how to handle that. Okay, so let's combine our like terms. Oh, sorry, I totally messed up. Remember that negative sign? It's supposed to change the sign of everything on the inside. So it's minus y squared minus 2. Sorry about that. Minus y squared minus 2. Okay, so combining like terms. He's the only one in the x cubed family. You're in the y family. You're in the y family. Okay. You're in the number family. You're in the number family. And then you are in the y squared, or the y cubed family. No, y squared. Sorry. This was y cubed. Yeah, so he's in a different family. Okay, now we can combine like terms. First, start off with the alphabet. So this is how we do it. There's an x term, so he goes first, because x comes before y. So we have 3x to the third. Okay, so he's done. Only one in his family. Next is going to come the highest y value, which is what? This minus 5y to the third. So he's done. Then we have minus y squared. So he's done. Then we have minus 11y. So he's done. Now the last ones need to be combined. 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay? So that's how you subtract polynomials. Just change the signs of everything after it and then combine. Okay? So ready? Here we go. We're going to add these polynomials. Ready? So we just have 2a to the third plus 3a squared plus 7a. This plus sign at the beginning changes nothing inside here. So it's just plus a to the third plus a squared minus 2a. Then we combine like terms. Ready? Your a to the third, your a to the third. Your a squared, your a squared. And lastly, you're just a and you're just a. So we combine them together. You ready? 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 7 minus 2 is 5. Okay? So that's all that it is to it. If you need any extra help, please let me know. I know this looks messy, but you should be able to do it. It should be just fine. Please let us know if you needed any help. This can be very easy once you just get started. Good luck, guys.